The Fantasy Basketball Vibe Check. Is LeBron cooked? Welcome to the Fantasy Vibe Check, your place to vent about the highs, lows and head-scratchers from the NBA and fantasy basketball. Check out who I'm vibing with, and let me know in the comments or at Dan Titus about what's got you feeling a type of way about fantasy basketball. The internet is already yapping about Father Time catching up to LeBron. In last night's ugly loss to the Wolves, James finished with 10 points, 4-16 FG, 0-4 3 points, 2-4 feet, 8 rebounds, 4 assists and 6 turnovers in 31 minutes. He's going through a crazy drought from 3-2, going 0-19 over his last 4 contests. There was an air ball, bricks barely grazing the rim and some missed bunnies in the paint. It was dreadful to watch, and while some folks' takeaway was that he's washed, I came away with. The man is damn near 40, and he's tired. In fantasy terms, this is a prime spot to buy low. Context matters. The Lakers played 5 games in 7 nights, with James averaging 33.6 minutes per game during that stretch. He played 36 minutes the night before in a win over Utah, dropping 27 points, 12-28 FG, 0-9 3 points, 3-3 feet, with 5 boards, 14 assists, 2 blocks and 3 turnovers. Was it against an inferior opponent? Yes. But the dude literally just put numbers on the board, and people think he doesn't have it anymore. Make it make sense. The Lakers need another ball handler to reduce James' workload. In the meantime, I expect we'll see him play fewer minutes to preserve his health for the long run. His efficiency is down, but there's still an opportunity to course-correct by settling for fewer jumpers, driving and drawing more fouls. Despite the slight scoring dip, he's still averaging over 8 rebounds and 9 assists, so make a move and trade for LeBron while he's at his version of rock bottom. The Pelicans' season is over. It's a wrap. Finito. Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum are all heading out the door whenever the right trade comes in, leaving Trey Murphy 3 and a few key building blocks to pick up the pieces. Murphy is playing below his standard, shooting just 38% from the field despite being 45% shooter in his career. Fantasy managers would prefer he get back to his 2022-2023 form, where he shot 48% from the field, but that'll be hard to replicate as he's poised to get more volume with all the injuries around him. In 9 games, Murphy ranks 110th in 9 cat leagues, and most of his decline in value has come from his inefficiency on above-the-break threes and the restricted areas. Murphy has shot at least 60% on 2-point FG attempts the last 2 seasons, and this year, he's at 48%. He's also been a 38% 3-point shooter and sits at 31% thus far. Even though the Pelicans are bad, Murphy is better than what he's showcasing, and that presents another buy low opportunity. Murphy's attempting 5 more shots per game and going to the line more frequently. He has been consistent with his career averages across the other categories enough to see that he'll be better than his ranking suggests in the future. He's a foundational piece for the Pels, so fantasy managers should take advantage of his struggles, knowing his role will only expand the further the season goes left. My man is recovering from an oblique injury, and while the criticism is fair considering he's been a shell of himself, fantasy managers are writing Bane off far too quickly. If anything, they should feel better about the situation, considering the Grizzlies are winning games despite his poor shooting. He's playing just